All right, everybody. So this is our lighting setup. It is day 2 here at Wingspread Retreat, and we're just wrapping up. I got to catch a flight in a few hours. So here's our A camera. We're on a Sony FX3 with a 35mm 1.8 FE lens, and it has a 1/8 Pro Mist filter on it, so we can get these practicals blooming and help elevate the shadows. A Pro Mist helps like half a stop of light in your shadows, and it's going to elevate it. Now for my B cam, we have an A7 IV. I didn't want to travel with the FX6. It really didn't call for it. So we're running the Zeiss 55mm 1.8 for our B cam. Now for our key light, we're using the GVM 300B, the new light right here. I believe it's the ARO. And we also have a 100-watt light just outside camera. And I'm gonna show you a really cool stand that I'm using. You probably wouldn't guess what it is. And that's what's separating us from the background. So it's creating this edge light a little bit over here, a hair light if I had hair. I'm wearing a hat though. And that's basically it. I'm gonna show you guys on camera right now what tools we're using. Now, I want to just show you guys how you can create beautiful interviews or talking head moments without a ton of gear. Now, I own over 35 different lights, all sizes, strengths, shapes, all different types of modifiers, cutters, spots, Fresnel heads, everything. But when I'm traveling to a location where I can't pick up gear from a rental house and I really just don't want to lug a ton of gear, like how would I fly with a 4x floppy? I have a 5-in-1 and we could put some negative fill, but it just doesn't make sense all the time, you know? As long as your interviews or talking heads look elevated, super clean, you're not gonna have any issues. So this is literally a 2-point lighting setup and a ton of practicals. And knowing how to find the corners of the rooms to shoot in, that's what's gonna give you the most depth. I have all these beautiful 3200 Kelvin lights. I forget which ones. I think they're 32 when I checked with the light meter. So I matched our hair light to those lights. The key light, that's at 4600, and my white balance in camera is at 5000. That's how I'm achieving this look. I want the warmth. I don't want these practicals looking pure white. I like the warm aesthetic. It's cozy. It's making the viewer want to be there. If it was white, it would feel a little more clinical. And to me personally, it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't have that warm, welcoming touch. And that's the whole point of why we're out here. We are drawing attention to Wingspread Retreat. So incredible corporations, foundations, and groups of people could host meetings, team building events, stuff like that. So let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking of this lighting setup. I love it. It's super nimble. We got the carbon fiber stand, and yeah, I think it's time to show you guys how I have this 100-watt light set up too. Now for this MacGyver of a setup, I used the iFootage spider crab extension arm with the clamp. I made sure to use a towel to add a barrier between the high back stool so I didn't scratch anything, and just mounted the 100-watt light, and surprisingly, this worked perfect and it was at the exact height I needed. So another cool piece of gear that I want to show you guys, because I can't stand this. I do it. I'm guilty of it. People are holding it, magnetizing microphones to their shirt. But when it comes to like my professional work, I like to use audio concealers. An audio concealer, and I'll list this in the description below, is a sleeve that your lavalier microphone slides into. Now what happens is you push it through and there's like a little horseshoe piece right here. And that's going to prevent any rubbing getting picked up underneath the articles of clothing. Now inside this kit, we get some windscreens and some stickies. And essentially what you would do is you would take the windscreen, you would take the double-sided tape that comes with it, and you put it on the front like so. This way, if there's any friction or rubbing, we have an additional piece of protective layer so that we're not getting any sort of feedback in our audio with like clothes rustling, stuff like that. Now on the back, what you want to do is take another sticky, put it on, it's double-sided tape, and now you could stick this onto things. Now for our gentleman earlier, what I did was I went inside the lapel of his blazer, stuck it right on, and now it's concealed, it's protected against any rustling, any noise, stuff like that. And yeah, basically you look like a professional. So I just want to show you guys this kit. It's like 35 bucks, comes with a ton of the stickies, the windscreens, everything you need, including the lavalier cover. You just want to make sure it is meant for your specific type of lavalier. It's tricky shooting an interview in here. It's a very awkward shape, but it's kind of tough because this is a very awkward shape right here. Then we have this section that I'm looking for, and you know me, I like to shoot into corners, but I'm also looking for pockets of depth where we could put some practicals on and stuff. And overall, I don't know, there's just nothing crazy aesthetic for me except for this frame right here. So we're gonna run two cameras, an A and B. I have a 35-1.8 on this, and then we have a Tamron 28-200. This is a f6.3 at 200, but with that type of compression, we're getting a ton of depth. So we turned on the practicals over here. We raised this one in the back on a chair so it'd be a little bit more noticeable in the shot. You also get this little accent sconce. And as much as I like to put a hair light or something back here, I just don't have any way of hiding it. I've spent like an hour this morning trying to figure it out. We're just gonna go with it. Our next two other setups in a different building are gonna look so much better. And it's not that these are gonna look bad. It's just that they're not gonna be like exactly how I want them. All right, so it is day 2, it's 8 a.m. and we're about to do some talking head interviews and sound bites for our promotional video. And we are in a very special place. This is a building that the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright designed. And I'm gonna show you the architecture, but it is absolutely insane. And I'm gonna show you guys some B-roll of this room I captured yesterday where we had sunlight coming in from these dope windows and it left all these crazy patterns of shadows and like highlights all over this place. Now this place is wild. And being that this is a private property, they were telling us that they get people all the time who are big fans of Frank Lloyd Wright, and they try to sneak in here. Now we are at a location that has a lot of connection and ties to the SC Johnson Foundation, and to my knowledge, this building was already on the property and gifted to the foundation when they were able to, I guess, receive the property or take ownership of it. But it is insane. Like, I've never seen something like this. And during the day, it's absolutely crazy.